Well, country music legend Tim Atwood has racked up over 8,000 performances at the Grand Ole Opry. By the way, that is a lot. But greater than Tim's love for music is his admiration and respect for U.S. veterans and their families. 4 years ago, Tim was given a veteran memorial bracelet by a fan. That fan had worn the bracelet for 26 years, honoring the heroic soldier, Captain William D. Grimm, who died during the Gulf War. Now, tonight, we are joined by members of Captain Grimm's family, plus the man who has connected all of us together, Tim Atwood. Would you make them all feel welcome, please? Great to have you guys here. I feel like we're so spread out because we're trying to socially distance and all that stuff, but I just think it's a terrific thing. Tim, when the fan gave you the bracelet, what was your reaction? Just, okay, what am I supposed to do with this?
Well, she had told me the story of Captain Grimm, and she had worn this bracelet nonstop for 26 years. And I was doing a show, and she heard me do the song with the emotion and the patriotism. And she said, I've worn this for 26 years nonstop, but I want you to carry on with the story. And she said, if you'll put this on, and I've worn it nonstop for 4 years, just being a little part of that history of Captain Grimm. And
today, this very day, 30 years ago, was when Captain Grimm lost his life in service to the rest of us, service to this country. So fitting that you should be here. Now, we have with us Stephanie, Liz, the daughters of Captain Grimm, and his brother James. How did you connect with these guys?
Well, we did research on Captain Grimm and found out he was from Kansas State University. And we just researched it out and wanted to return this, even though just give it to them forever. But that's Roxanne, my wife, did all this. She connected everybody, and we all got together and wanted to present this bracelet to them tonight.
Now, Stephanie, when you first got the contact and found out that your dad's bracelet had been worn for really 30 years, first by a fan and then by Tim Atwood, did you say, I don't know about that? What was your reaction to that?
I think a little bit of shock at first, that I actually didn't know that the bracelet had existed, and so it, brought around all these stories, and I know it was just really great to hear that other people out there cared about my dad and that knew about him.
And you were like 2.5 when he died, right?
I wasn't quite 2 yet.
Not even 2?
Yeah.
Liz, you were 6 months, something like that?
Only a couple months old.
So both of you never really had any memories of your father other than what people told you, I guess. So what did they tell you, Liz, about your dad?
So growing up, I didn't have a ton of stories. I was able to talk to family members a little bit, but this whole experience of coming out and being with all these people has opened up a lot more discussion about, which has been really great because I'm hearing some stories that are familiar, but a lot of new stuff as well. And it's just been good to be able to feel that little bit of connection again.
And James, I'm just very anxious to hear, your brother goes to war. He doesn't come back. I'm sure that was the worst day of your life when you got that news.
It was one of the worst ones. I was actually in the Air Force at the time, stationed at Kirtland Air Force Base, and I remember watching the news, the daily things, and then I can't remember who actually called, whether it was his wife, Natalie, or someone else called, and got that call, and I remember walking home, almost in crying, and it was an emotional day.
I can't even begin to imagine how tough that is. I know your dad, who would love to have been here, but health issues made it impossible. We have a brief little video from him.
The closeness of the memory being on your wrist. And I think that's what Tim is also has felt wearing it all these years from when it was presented to him. It represents a person's life, a person's thoughts, their goals, their dreams. That's what it represented.
That's Jim Grimm, the grandfather of Liz and Stephanie, and of course the father of the soldier that we honored tonight, whose name did not get forgotten. And I think that's so powerful. Sometimes you see people with one of these bracelets And you wonder, do they ever stop and think about that there's a full family out there grieving and remembering? Tim, you've worn that bracelet for 4 years. A fan of yours wore it for 26.
Right.
30 years ago today,
Yep.
this patriot gave his life for this country. What is it you want to do with that bracelet tonight?
Well, for 30 years it's been worn, and his memory has been kept alive. And tonight I want to present it to his daughters. And I can't believe that I could be a part of such a great story. And I just really appreciate you and your family. And so I want to present this. I'm going to give it to Stephanie. But if I can get it off, welded.
It really has been on there for 4 years, hasn't it?
Stephanie, thank you.
How
God
beautiful.
bless you, honey.
Beautiful. You know, Stephanie, I hope you and Liz can appreciate the fact that even though you never had the opportunity to know your dad, to play catch with him, to grow up with memories of him at Thanksgiving and Christmas, his life was a life well lived, and it was a life that was given so the rest of us could enjoy our freedom. You guys made a sacrifice in giving your dad. The rest of us benefit from the extraordinary sacrifice that your father and all of our veterans make. A great reminder why this country is great, because people like your dad willingly served his country, even to the point of death. And James, thank you for your service to this country and for your brother's life and the great, terrific memory. Now, Tim, I have something I want to share with you. I don't know if you know this, but Kansas State University was the alma mater of Captain William Grimm. Today, Kansas State University's president is Richard B. Myers, who is a retired 4-star general who served as the 15th chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Well, on behalf of the Kansas State University and President Myers, they are honoring you with this Kansas State University Presidential Challenge coin. And they want to do this in honor of your work in honoring our veterans and their families. So, Tim, I want to present this to you.
Thank you.
Along with this commendation.
Thank you so much.
I think it's a pretty remarkable day to bring all of you together, but most of all to say, Tim, thank you for loving our veterans and honoring them in every show that you do. And Stephanie, Liz, James, thank you for being here and letting us love on you a little bit for the sacrifice of Captain Grimm. Keith, I know you have something to tell us. We're going to let you do it.
Well, you can find Tim Atwood's new album, Who I Am, anywhere music is sold, or go to his website for all his music and more. That's timatwood.com.